Jaya Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhatta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhatta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhatta Vrinda. We continue reading from Caitanya Caritamrita Adi Leela, Chapter 9. We have been reading the purports to verses 13 to 15 by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And we'll continue reading with the purport. Yesterday, a question was raised: is Swarup Damodar a disciple of Madhavendra Puri? I was not able to find any information on that, so I just leave it at that. Is that okay, Neha? I was not able to find anywhere if he is a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. So reading on Keshav Bharati, the Saraswati Bharati and Puri Sampradayas belong to the Sringeri Math in South India, and Sri Keshav Bharati, who at that time was situated in a monastery in Katwa, belonged to the Bharati Sampradaya. So why Keshav Bharati is mentioned here is because he is the sannyas guru of Lord Chaitanya. Keshav Bharati is the sannyas guru of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya took sannyas from Keshav Bharati, and he had his mat, his ashram in Katwa. Lord Chaitanya took his sannyas in Katwa, and Keshav Bharati is coming from the Bharati Sampradaya. According to some authoritative opinions, although Keshav Bharati belonged to the Shankara Sampradaya, he had formerly been initiated by a Vaishnava. So this Bharati Sampradaya is coming in the line of Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya is coming in, he's the one who propounded the impersonalist theory, right? So it is the Sampradaya belongs to Shankaracharya, the Bharati Sampradaya, but some authorities say that Keshav Bharati was also initiated by a Vaishnava. He is said to have been a Vaishnava on account of being initiated by Madhavendra Puri, for some say that he took sannyas from Madhavendra Puri. Okay, so some say that he's coming in this Bharati Sampradaya. Well, everyone knows he's coming from Bharati Sampradaya, but some say that he took initiation from Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri is the spiritual master of Ishvara Puri. He's a great acharya in our line. He's the one who sowed the seed of love of Krishna in our sampradaya, having a loving relationship with Krishna. The temple and deity worship started by Keshav Bharati are still existing in the village known as Khatundi, which is under the postal jurisdiction of Kandara in the district of Burdwan. So if anyone wants to go, we can see always the name of the village or the name of the city is given, the railway station is given, just to show that it is authoritative. It's not made up. Anyone can go and check. According to the managers of that mutt, the priests are descendants of Keshav Bharati, and some say that the worshippers of the deity are descendants of the sons of Keshav Bharati. In his householder life, he had two sons, Nishapati and Ushapati, and a Brahmana of the name Sri Nakadichandra Vidyaratna, who was a member of the family of Nishapati, was the priest in charge at the time that Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati visited this temple. So this temple, which was started by Keshav Bharati, is still there in a village which is called Khatundi. And Khatundi is under the jurisdiction in the district of Burdwan. It's under the jurisdiction of Kandara. And then who's managing the temple are the sons of Keshav Bharati. Before he took sannyas, he was married and he had two sons, and the name of his sons are Nishapati and Ushapati, and a Brahmana of the name Sri Nakadichandra Vidyaratna, who was a family member of Nishapati, was a priest. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is the spiritual master of Prabhupada, and he visited this temple. And at that time, Nakadi Chandra Vidyaratna was managing the temple. According to some, the priests of the temple belonged to the family of Keshav Bharati's brother. Still, another opinion is that they descend from Madhava Bharati, who is another disciple of Keshava Bharati. So the idea is that they are all coming from Keshav Bharati, either directly his disciple or his children before he took sannyas. After one takes sannyas, you cannot have any more children. Then you have to give up the family ties. So Madhava Bharati's disciple Balabhadra, who also later became a sannyasi of the Bharati Sampradaya, had two sons in his family life named Madan and Gopal. Madan, whose family surname was Bharati, lived in the village of Auriya, and Gopal, whose family surname was Brahmachari, lived in the village of Denduda. There are still many living descendants of both families. So this is Prabhupada's purport, and he's giving us the history of who's taking care of the temple and the deity worship, which is started by Keshav Bharati. In the Gaur Ganodesh Dipika 52, it is said. So Gaur Ganodesh Dipika is written by Kavi Karnapur, in which he mentions the great personalities who came in Krishna Leela and what was their identity in Caitanya Leela. Who were they in Caitanya Leela? Mathurayam Yagyasutram Pura Krishnaya Yomunihe Dadao Sandipani Sobhad Adya Keshava Bharati. Sandipani Muni, who formerly offered the sacred thread to Krishna and Balaram, later became Keshav Bharati. So we know that Krishna and Balaram, when they went to Ujjain, they took instructions from Sandipani Muni. Sandipani Muni was the spiritual master of Krishna. So this same Sandipani Muni, he came in Caitanya Leela also as Keshava Bharati. And he's giving, again, he's the spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's his sannyas guru. He's giving him sannyas. There is another statement about Keshav Bharati from the Gauraganodesh Dipika 117. Iti kechit prabhashante akrura Keshava Bharati. According to some authoritative opinions, Keshav Bharati is an incarnation of Akrur. So Akrur, another great personality in Krishna Leela. He was a pure devotee. He was sent by Kans to bring Krishna from Vrindavan to Mathura. And so some authorities say that this same Akrur, who was in Krishna Leela, has come as Keshava Bharati in Chaitanya Leela. Keshav Bharati offered the sannyas order to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the year 1432, Shakabda, AD 1510 in Katwa. So Lord Chaitanya, he took sannyas from Keshav Bharati in Katwa in the year AD is 1510, and the Shakabda, the Vaishnav calendar year, is 1432. This is stated in the Vaishnav Manjusha Part 2. Are there any comments or questions to what we have been reading? No, then we continue to read Brahmananda Puri. Sri Brahmananda Puri was one of the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu while he was performing Kirtan in Navadvip, and he also joined Lord Chaitanya in Jagannath Puri. So Lord Chaitanya, he started his Sankirtana movement in Navadvip, in the house of Srivas Thakur. And at that time, Sri Brahmananda Puri was also there with Lord Chaitanya. And after Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, Lord Chaitanya went to Jagannath Puri, and Brahmananda Puri also went to Puri. We may note in this connection that the name Brahmananda is accepted not only by Mayavadi sannyasis but by Vaishnava sannyasis also. One of our foolish god brothers criticized our sannyasi Brahmananda Swami, saying that this was a Mayavadi name. The foolish man did not know that Brahmananda does not always refer to the impersonal Brahman. Para Brahman, the supreme Brahman, is Krishna. A devotee of Krishna can therefore also be called Brahmananda. This is evident from the fact that Brahmananda Puri was one of the chief sannyasi associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So some are of the opinion that Brahmananda is an impersonal name referring to the Brahmajyoti, but Srila Prabhupada is pointing out that here is a pure devotee of the Lord. His name is also Brahmananda. Why? Because who is the origin of the Brahman after all? Is Krishna. Is Krishna himself. And so it's perfectly all right for devotees to have this name Brahmananda. And Srila Prabhupada had a very dear disciple by the name of Brahmananda. Brahmananda Bharati. Brahmananda Bharati went to see Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Dham. At that time, he used to wear only a deer skin to cover himself, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu indirectly indicated that he did not like this deer skin covering. Brahmananda Bharati therefore gave it up and accepted a loincloth of saffron color as used by Vaishnava sannyasis. For some time, he lived with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri. So this is another associate of Lord Chaitanya by the name Brahmananda Bharati. Brahmananda Bharati, when he was visiting Lord Chaitanya, he was wearing clothes made out of deer skin. And Lord Chaitanya did not like that. Vaishnavas do not wear clothes made of deer skin. So Lord Chaitanya did not like it, and that's the reason Brahmananda Bharati gave up wearing the deer skin and he accepted wearing the saffron color of the sannyasis, Vaishnav sannyasis. And he was an associate of Lord Chaitanya in Jagannath Puri. Lord Chaitanya, after he took sannyas, then the later part of his years, he was staying in Jagannath Puri, which is in Orissa. So we'll stop here for today. Thank you so much for listening and joining in. Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.